Hello, everyone. Welcome to Better Talks. I'm here today with a special guest. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself to the audience.
My name is Ruth Oluwatosin Adoga, and I am from Nigeria in Africa. I'm a nonfiction book editor and a book project consultant. I'm currently the chief, I'm currently the head of chief of Adults Editorial, and my passion is to actually bring life into dead manuscripts to be able to create powerful books. So that is just a brief introduction about me. Yeah.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm curious to know that there are manuscripts that are dead, and your passion is to bring life into it. So, why do you think writing as a form of communication is a powerful instrument that can change people's life?
All right, thank you so much. So, writing is a very crucial instrument because, aside communication, you must be able to write what you want to communicate. In every aspect of life, you cannot do without writing. So, for you to be able to communicate your thoughts in any setting, either in a business setting, in a network setting, in any way, you have to write. Even there are some that even when they are depressed, they just find themselves journaling, writing something. Even when it comes to goal setting, you have to write. So writing is very essential and it is crucial to be able to let your thought out. People have to hear you. Everyone has their own unique voices, everyone has their own unique story. And the easiest way to do that is to write it. And once you write it, you will be surprised that you are influencing a lot of lives. A lot of lives have been influenced just writing, even without meeting them face to face. So writing is a very transformational tool that everyone must possess. So that's why writing is really, really important in our day and age. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm really glad to hear that people write about pretty much everything, right? People write about their personal story, their personal biography. In business, people write professional books on educational books on different topics. And as you said, people have to be authentic to themselves and write something that if I can read my own writing, then I should expect other people to read my writing. But if I cannot read or find something meaningful from what I'm writing, do you think that the readers or the potential readers that you assume to be should also be able to get something from your manuscript if you don't believe in what you're writing or you don't believe that what you're writing is impactful, meaningful? Sometimes when people write something, they just write for the sake of writing. My question to you is that should we truly believe in what we're writing? Should we believe that what I'm writing is really going to impact other people's life? Because this experience of mine have changed my life. And I believe that when the potential readers will read this, they will take something away from it.
Yes, it's very, very essential to be able to bring out what you write. As far as you see that what you write has been transformational to you. So it will also be important to be able to share it to others because you don't want to hoard knowledge. When you hoard knowledge or hoard your own experiences, there are others too that might be facing that particular problem that you faced, that you've been able to get out of it through writing. So a lot of people are out there yearning for, as in, the thing is just to be able to be a solution provider. As far as you have gone through that particular problem, that means other people too out there are also going through the same problem or similar problems. So through writing, you documenting your own journey on how you are able to come out of that predicament to also help others out there to come out of it. And through that, you're already impacting lives.
We're trying to say is that when we read people's writing, we acquire their knowledge, we acquire their experiences, we acquire certain insights about whatever industry, if it's business. If I read a leadership book, I'm expecting to acquire knowledge on leadership, skills, experience of somebody else who have been there, done that. So it's an easier and faster way for me to learn rather than actually
Yes.
going through the process.
Yes, exactly. Because it's very fast to learn from people that have gone through that process. Because if you are starting a journey, maybe you want to start business, for example, or you want to go into leadership, for example, and you go and scout for books that legends have written. They've gone through several, they've done businesses, they've documented their journey, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, what they did wrong, what. So you picking up the book or reading it, because might not be opportune to meet this person. The person, some of these great leaders, some of them are gone, but their books are still there, penned down, So you just reading their books, you'll be able to get a lot of knowledge. So some of the mistakes that you would have made, you'll be able to avert it because you've read the book. And through this, you can also be able to follow the principles, the guidelines that this person have written down to be able to go through that journey. So writing and like books, writing is so very essential. So in anything, before you do anything, maybe you want to do a business or you want to go into anything, you will research. You will see that a lot of people have documented some things about it. So before you even pass an idea, either in business or in whatsoever field that you have, you need to research. You need to see what others have done. Okay, what is my own unique thing that I can bring into this saturated market? Because a lot of people say that the market is saturated. So you have to research to see what others have done and see the unique thing that you can bring to be able to solve that problem. So without researching, you will not be able to know. So you have to research. So when you research and you have read what other people too have documented and see what other people have done, you'll be able to take informed decision on how to improve and also how to do better in that life. So writing is really important. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ruth. That's very profound insight. Now let's get down to the meat of this conversation: producing, publishing, and profiting from writing. Because most times people write for fun, but sometimes if you're gonna spend your time, your resources in writing, I'm pretty sure you expect to have a return. Correct?
Yeah.
So can you take us through, let's say, the producing aspect of writing? Because most people, they have an idea, but either they're afraid or they don't know how to go about it, having that idea to be published.
So now let me just go take you through the journey of bringing it to life, of bringing that book to life. For example, you might just be there, or you might have gone through some experiences and you feel like it's time to write a book about it. Because you know that once you document that journey or that thing that you're able to come out from, a lot of people too will be helped. So now it all comes from ideation. We have to have an idea about this thing. So now, yes, I know that a lot of people love writing, they like it for fun, they just do it for pleasure. But now, once you now know that you want to profit from this writing, then you have to start from the ideation. You want first of all know what do you want to write about. Once you are clear on what you want to write about, then you don't just think about it. You don't just dwell there. As far as you've gotten clarity of what you want to write about, you start documenting, you start writing. Let me just tell you that the first draft will not be perfect. So you don't look for perfection when you start writing, because a lot of people are hindered because they want to perfect it. They want to get it. They want to learn everything they need to learn before they perfect it, because they are scared. How will people feel or how will people look at it? So, first of all, first and foremost, start writing, no matter how bad it is. Just write. As it comes, just continue writing, because if you don't start writing, you start procrastination. You start procrastinating, and before you know it, you will not be able to get it done. Keep procrastinating, keeps postponing it. So after documenting everything down, then the next step now is to start going through it. Because before you give an editor, because it passed through a lot of stages, before you give an editor, you have to now go through what you've written. Now write, like, say it to yourself. You can read it out loud to yourself. You'll be able to see the gaps or the things that you're missing, the missing links that you've written. So after writing, you finish writing, you go through it. After going through it and you see that, okay, well, I've done enough. So let me now go a step further by looking for a professional editor to help me to look into what I've written down. So after that, you look for a professional editor, then the professional editor will now be able to look into what you've written down. So they'll be able to critique your work. They'll critique your work. They'll look at what you've written down and give you a feedback. So after that, after they've accepted the job to go on it, then they'll help you to finance that work. So it doesn't just end there. After an editor give you the polished manuscript, the raw manuscripts, the polished one, refined one, then you have to go. That is when you start marketing and before you publish. But mind you, many people that are in writing usually make mistakes. And except if you are well known or you have a name already, the moment you have that idea, the moment you start writing is the time that you start telling people what you want to write because you want to profit from it. You start marketing. As you're writing, you are marketing. As you're writing, you're marketing because you want to profit, except you just want to write it for fun. You just want to write it for keeps, or you just want to write it to just share and nothing, and no return on it. But if you know that you want to profit from what you're writing, the day you start writing and you're sure that you're going to publish this, you start marketing, start telling people what you're writing about, start taking them through the journey. Because it's not after you finish the work that you said, hey, my book is here. Come and buy for so, 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 and so. Come and buy for so, so, and so dollars. No, people did have it in mind. You don't just jump into people's faces with your book that they should come and buy. Why would they buy? Did they even know how you come about it? So one thing, except that's why I said, except you are someone that is famous, you are popular, you have an audience. But if you do not have this, then you need to start letting your people know. You have to start building your author platform. Start building and start marketing. Start telling people even as you write. Because as you start putting it on people's faces, they will start getting it in mind, put it in their subconscious that yes, something is coming up. So from that, after your editor finish working on it, then you have to go through a graphic designer to help you to design a cover for it. So we have ebooks and we also have hard copy books. So whichever way you want, either the ebooks or the hard copy book. So in whichever one, you have to meet a graphic designer, someone that is a professional, to be able to do a very good job. So there are some people they'll feel like no, they can do it, they have this skill, but you might not be able to do it or you might not know how it is, except you give someone who is skilled and professional in that field. So once you do this, you also tell your audience, they'll anticipate once it's out, tell them, let them see what your graphic designer has done. When you share it, you might even get ideas if it's okay or if it's not okay. Sometimes the graphic designer like design more than one copy. So be able to share it to others. They were able to pick between A or B or C or D. So anyone, so they're able to you see the one that appeal more to your audience that okay, if I place this on a bookshelf tomorrow, will you pick it? So it has to appeal to the people that you want to sell it to because you don't want to shoot yourself in the leg when you are done, no matter how much it is. No, people quickly judge the book by its cover. So they want to see how appealing it is in their sight before they will even say let them check what is inside the book. So it must be appealing to the eyes of your audience. So that is why your audience, that is why I said you must take your audience along the journey. So after this, then if it's an hard copy book, then you take it to the printing press of the publisher, the person that is going to help you to publish the book. And if it's an ebook, like if can then publish it on Amazon Kindle and Amazon KDP. So that is just a run through of how a book comes into life.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ruth, for sharing that process from the raw manuscript to the polished manuscript, identifying your audience, marketing. I like the fact that you mentioned that you have to take your audience through the journey and don't expect just because you have something out there, don't expect people to come on board immediately and start buying. They need to know who the author is before they try to read about what the author has written. Most times we try to present the book, but we don't present ourselves. If people can read you, the author, then they can read what you're writing. So is there a distinction between the author and comes to the audience putting their trust in that person as the author versus their writing?
Yes, the author and the writer. It depends on what the writer is, I mean, the author is writing about. So the writer is just trying to take the audience through the journey. And they are different. Sometimes it is different. That is why you have to know the audience in which you are writing for. So once you know the audience, your target audience in which your book is for, you'll be able to write it for them. So most of the time, your writings cannot be actually differentiated from who you are. So it depends on what you are writing about. If it's a memo, then you cannot differentiate because it's my story in the book. Okay, so that is why we have the non-fiction and the fiction. So if it's the non-fiction, it's all about the author's journey, trying to tell you, take you through the process. But if it's a fiction, then the author is imagining things. So it's not really about the author. It might just be a belief system about what he wants to write about, a fantasy or something. But if it's non-fiction, then it's the author. You can't differentiate it from the author. So that is it. Do you get
Interesting,
that?
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for clarifying that. Because as you mentioned that if you're already popular, people immediately go and buy your book because they know you. They already know the
Yes.
author, right? But if you're
Yes.
not popular, you're just coming up, what's what's gonna attract the audience is actually your writing. Because when they read your writing, I'm like, this are profound insight, these are profound concept, even though they don't know you, but your writing now can introduce this new potential audience to you based on your writing. But if you're already popular, even if you write rubbish, people will still go and buy your book
No.
because they know who
Yes.
you are, right? So that's why I was just trying to figure out, okay, maybe your writing has to speak on your behalf, or you can speak on your behalf of your writing to the audience based on how popular you are, based on the depth of your writing, how impactful it is, you know? Interesting. So my next question is social media. I mean, it's really an easier way to market your book. And what's your take on traditional marketing to digitalized marketing in terms of putting your book out there, promoting it?
Traditional marketing going through the publishers or self, because now self publishing now it's
Mhm.
taking the game now. It's taking it because a lot of people have had several challenges going through a traditional publishing, and there are a lot of things. So because before you go through a traditional publisher, that means you must be ready because you have there are a lot of contracts, a lot of agreements you need to sign to to so that you can be able to get what you want. So it all depends on the author and also the budget of the author. You know, there are a lot of advantages going through the traditional publishing. You know, they will help you to market your books. Although we have different publishing houses and their advantages. So some they will help you to publish your books. They'll put it in the face of people. They'll help you to put it in libraries where people can get it. And some they don't have those other perks or benefits. Some, in fact, some say if your manuscript might be lost or changed in the process. So that is why because of some of these disadvantages, a lot of people are now going into self-publishing. And if you are going through self-publishing, then you cannot do without social media. You have to have a social media presence. Okay, even those the big names now, the big authors that already have publishers already, they also leverage social media. They tell you what is coming soon. So how about you that is just coming up? You have to that nobody knows you. You also have to leverage social media to be able to market your book. Because when you put it out there on people's faces, they will be able to know you and know how to get it. So self-publishing now is the new thing. You have to go through it yourself. You scout for the editors yourself. You scout for where you can place your book, like Amazon now can help you through the KDP. You can go through Amazon, you publish it. You can also scout for editors and publishers and other things through Ritzy. There is also Ritzy. There are different platforms in which you can leverage. And also in Africa, we also have Seller and where you can put your books. And you can also help people through this social media. There are also affiliate platforms that there are affiliates people that can help you market the book for you. You will just give them a percentage, a cut from it, and they will help you market the book. So this is true self-publishing. And but through traditional publishing, there are some limitations to how you can do this. So it all depends on the author's preference and the one he or she is able to do. Because as a new writer or a new author, convincing a publisher will go a very long way. There are some that even they don't accept them because they are not known. So it needs you have to continue, and sometimes some of these authors like get discouraged because of the lot of critics and the lot of rejections that they get through this traditional publishing. So most of them now go through self-publishing. And once you self-publish, even the traditional publish, you can't do without social media. You have to leverage social media. So when people start loving your writings, then they will even start affiliating for it to help you get it to a broader audience.
Wow, wow, thank you, Ruth. My final question regarding publishing your book, when it comes to one of the way to put it out there is engaging in speaking, having a book launch or having a press release, a blog or a review, um, just to give an excerpt of your book. Sometimes people from that writing, they can create a course or they can create like a video workshop or a podcast workshop just to give more details about your books, just to expand the concept of your books. Sometimes people end up doing a documentary of the books. So there's a lot you can do with a book in terms of the usage, in terms of the medium, right? So what's your take on if you're a new author and you want to put yourself out there, you and your book, in terms of being invited in speaking engagements, creating mini workshops, writing blogs about your book. I mean, one of my friend, he just published a book and he writes quick blogs about some of the concept in his books just to get more attraction for people to actually read this book, buy this book.
As a new author that you want to get yourself out, you have to carry it on your head, marketing. You just have to carry it because you are proud of you achieving it. A lot of people have wanted to do this, but they've not been able to do this. So for you to be able to produce a book is a very big accomplishment. And you have to do this by putting yourself in the faces of people. Okay, yes, you are not known, you are not a big name, you can create your own platform. Yes, nobody is inviting you for speaking engagements. Nobody is calling you for this or that. Create your own platforms. That is why we have social media. You create your own platform whereby, okay, you are hosting a program, might be through Zoom or through Facebook Live or Instagram Live. You just call on people that, okay, you have this and this. Because once you be able to share insights and people begin to see you as an expert, they will begin to want to listen to you. So if you do not put yourself out there and creating different avenues for people to see how good or how good the book that you've written, then you will not be attracting anybody. You'll just be in the shadows. So you have to put yourself out there. When you put yourself out there, leveraging blogs, like you can go on blogs, start writing, because now you have to pick a particular niche for yourself. Which niche actually do you want to be known for? You don't just want to be known for everything, you don't want to be known for everything. So as a newbie or a first time author, you have to first of all know the niche in which you want to be known for. Is it business? Is it relationships? Whatsoever, maybe is it in the writing industry? Whatsoever niche. So now, once you have a niche for yourself, now you can now start leveraging all those other forms. Okay, you have a blog that you just created for writing about entrepreneurship, writing about business, or if it's in the relationship niche, just start writing about it. Start creating forums. Start inviting other experts, other people too that you've seen. That's why you have to be consistent and be dedicated, because once people see that you are consistent in doing this thing, they want to listen to you. Once you start hosting this program, so you start bringing on other people that are known or experts. You reach out through them, through their DMs, pitch and talk about it. So once they give you an audience, you now bring in somebody that is already known or doing fantastic job in that niche that you have, and you now having a book, then people will start seeing you as someone that's okay. Yes, this person is actually somebody. For he or she to be able to reach out to this person and bring this person to his podcast or to his live program or to his anything whatsoever you are doing, then you start attracting people, you start attracting attention, you start attracting attention to yourself. So once you have any course or anything that you want to leverage or put out there, then people will want to jump on it. So that is it.
Wow, thank you, Ruth. You have said quite a lot. I've learned quite a lot from you. My second to last question is, what are your three top transferable skills that anybody can apply in their professional life, business, even related to writing?
Okay, my first one is goal. Have a goal. You must be able to know how to set goals. Goal setting is a skill that one must acquire, because without goals, there's no way you can achieve success. So you must be able to not just have it, because I used to tell people, don't just have that goal. They'll say, I have it on my head. Write it down. In fact, go into the process of even designing it. You can use free websites like Canva. Have a pictorial aspect of it that you print it out and put it where you can see it every time. So have goals. And again, you must be a risk and action taker. It's not just about taking goals. You must be able to take calculated risk. You must be able to take actions at things. You must be able to jump at things. And another skill is networking. You know, if you don't network or you just keep short, nobody will know that you are good in that aspect. Nobody will know that, okay, you can do this. So you have to be able to attend events that are related in your niche, whatsoever you want to do. Build relationships, communication. Also, communication is very important, because if you cannot communicate your ideas or what you do out there, then there is no way that you can achieve that success. Also, most importantly, time management. You must be able to manage your time for optimal productivity.
What are your top three books that have shaped your life that you would like to recommend?
One is the millionaire mindset. So it all begins from the mind. If as far as your mind can achieve it, can picture it, then you can become it. So I will always advise you the millionaire mindset. Also, another book is by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. He exposed a lot of things that are there, so that will be able to help you to think that you don't even know that you can do, except you think and reflect on yourself. then you'll be able to grow. And also for marketing and also learning how to create offers, I will recommend that has shaped me is Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Crosby. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but Sell Like Crazy is also very, very, very important. It's a very good book that have shaped my life. So those are the three books that I will recommend to anyone